Left in the Field Outdoors is proud to thank these fine sponsors and many other sponsors that make this program available. Our feature sponsor today is none other than Smokey's Deer Lures out of the hills of West Virginia. Thanks, Smokey. Hey everybody, this is Brian Kightlinger from Left in the Field Outdoors, and I'm excited to bring this series to you. I'm going to be doing a series on the different types of gland lure that I use, and also talking about the glands that a deer will use for nonverbal communication. If you haven't used gland lure yet and you've been using urines and things and stuff like that, me personally, I really think you're missing the boat. Very seldom do I use any type of urine or any urine-based products at all anymore. I'm out of Pennsylvania. We're allowed to use them if we want. They haven't been outlawed yet. But for about the last 10, 12 years, I've been using nothing but gland lure, and it's just been amazing to see the results that I have. So why is it important to discuss glands and gland lure and things and stuff like that? For one, gland lure is going to stay longer in an area because it's an oil-based substance, and it's more natural because deer use it all the time. Urine breaks down very quickly, and you know, it just doesn't last as long. So there are quite a few glands that deer use to communicate with each other non-verbally, and today we're going to talk about the interdigital gland and how it's used and where it's located, things and stuff like that. So interdigital gland gets its name from coming from between the hooves of a deer. Interdigital. Okay, we have digits. Deer have 4 legs, therefore they have 4 interdigital glands. The importance of the interdigital gland is that each deer secretes its own unique odor, I guess you could say. So in an area that you hunt, all the deer know essentially which deer are in that area because of how they smell with their interdigital gland lure, or with their interdigital gland. That's why using a gland lure is interesting, because you're introducing a new deer to that area that piques the curiosity of both bucks and does. So again, it's between the toes. Next time you shoot a deer, pull the hooves apart and look, and you'll see a little tiny hole back in the crease when you pull the toes apart, and that is where the secretion from the interdigital gland will come out between the deer's toes. So why might it be important? For yearlings, a mother can stash the yearling somewhere, and the mother can walk off and go see, go eat, do whatever. The yearlings can actually know where the mother went just by smelling the interdigital gland lure. So, it's kind of used for, a tracking thing for those young ones. Bucks can track does can track bucks. They know who's in the area by the interdigital gland secretion of that particular deer. So using a gland lure like this is a buck interdigital gland lure, and this is a doe interdigital gland lure. I use both of them in many different scenarios and things like that throughout the year. Whenever I'm going in to make mock scrapes, or if I'm going to check cameras and stuff like that, I always make sure I have some of this on me. You can get some of that information in the tips and tricks and stuff like that if you check out my book, Nonverbal Deer Communication, The Power of Gland Lure. It's available on my website. You can PM me and I can get you a copy. But the interdigital gland is going to allow deer to know who's in the area. If you've ever been in a tree stand and a deer comes in and they really don't know, you're there or whatever, and they catch a whiff of something that they don't like, or they pinpoint you because of moon or whatever, you'll see them bob their head and look around, and oftentimes they will stomp their foot. What that doe is doing, or a buck, is signaling to everybody else every time they smack that foot on the ground with their hoof. They're putting a lot of scent down on there, and they're signaling to everybody else that, hey, there's something in here that's not right. You may want to be careful coming in here. How long exactly does that stay in the area? I don't know, but You know, it's got to be longer than what urine would be, because urine breaks down a lot quicker. I've also watched on different occasions, I've watched does that have bedded down near me and get up and have, you know, gone a different direction. And I've watched bucks come in and sniff around the beds and get up and walk in the same direction, following the same path. So the interdigital gland is extremely important for essentially identifying, you know, which buck and which doe is in the particular area. The gland lure that I've been using for many years is Smokey's deer lures. He makes all of his own gland lures, and they're high quality gland lures. This is a 2-ounce bottle. This will last you a long time if you're very smart about using it. Smokey will send you glass bottles, which makes sure that everything's fresh and there's no contaminants in them. And also he has little stoppers that go in there, eyedroppers, glass eyedroppers, that you can use to make sure that you're not using too much gland in one area. Because remember, if you take a whole dropper full, if you take a bottle and just dump some in, you're essentially signaling to every deer in that area that there's something wrong in this area, there's something dangerous in this area. So you can check out smokiesdeerlures.com. You know, by far probably the best gland lures I've used. These are the only ones I've ever used, and because of the quality of them, I never needed to use anything else. And if you want to learn more about tips and tricks on how to use interdigital gland lure, again, in my book I talk about that. And over the next few weeks we're going to go through and get into some of these other different glands that deer have and that they use for nonverbal communication. So I hope you find this informative. If you're interested in gland lures, you can PM me, or you can send me an email at kighty7@gmail.com. Check out my Facebook page, Left in the Field Outdoors, and I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Take a second at the bottom and subscribe to the channel, and you'll get more updates of new videos and things that are coming out about gland lure and what we're looking at and trying to help hunters with using nonverbal communication, because gland lure is it's legit. And talk to a lot of people, and once they start using it, they never stop. This is Brian Kightlinger with Left in the Field Outdoors. God bless. Happy hunting. Thank you for enjoying this video. Feel free to join us for upcoming videos about gland lure and how to use them. God bless.